welcome back to Vlogust day 7. I have just switched off the camera for Vlogust day 6 yesterday. I haven't moved. I have just sat here and had a bit of a think about what I could film for today's video, because today in real time, real world is an oddly, incredibly, wow, it's normally a busy day on a Tuesday. Tuesdays busy days, but today's an extra busy Tuesday. And I haven't got anything pre-recorded because I'm never busy, and I've just had such a busy weekend with baby showers and birthdays and you know, other family things that I had to go to. So I haven't had a chance to sit and record anything. And I did mention in the last video about the time lapse of me getting ready, and it's not long enough to be considered video, so I might still upload it just because it's recorded, and you might want to see it, you might not. I don't know what else to do with it. But I thought I would show you my works in progress at rest. So there are a few things that I've started, and I thought I'd show you, just because some of them you've seen before, some of them you've not, some of them I've worked on, some of them don't look any different from the last time you will have seen them, and I thought I'd just give you a bit of an update where I am with everything. There's one thing I've not got out, which is I'm doing a Stormtrooper Granny Square like pixel art. I'm just going to push the window open, I hope it's not dead loud, there's a motorbike going past now. It's slowing down outside the house, fabulous. That's got probably like 20 squares done in grey and black. Oh, it's here, I did get it out. So it's being made out of white, grey, lighter grey and black. Obviously I'm going to need more than one ball of each, and I've made a few different squares. I can't remember what hook size I've used. So if you know a good way of like remembering what hook size I've used for this, please let me know, because I don't want to have to start these again. But I've made a few squares, and that is definitely being completed, definitely for December, but not yet. I might consider picking it up at the end of next month or something. Like, I'm giving myself a definite amount of time off, not oh, I'll get to it and then be like, right, best pick it up. I'm like giving myself, like, it's not being picked up throughout August, even if I really fancy it, because when I do it I want to get it done. So that's that one. The next one is another Granny Square project, and this is the blanket for Kirk's mum, which sort of is the same as the first Granny Square blanket that I made myself, which was like a scrap blanket, but this one's edged in red. Now I made a bit of a boo-boo and got two different coloured burgundies, so you'll notice that there's a bit of a stripe in the edging colours, but I've done it as a stripe on purpose because I thought it might look a bit odd. But this is 10 squares along and 4 down, and I think I'm going to do it 10 by 10 maybe, I'm not sure. I'm going to see what 10 by 8 looks like because she's really short. So this is it so far. I'm trying to stick to warm / dark colours, so I'm sort of leaving out greens and blues where I can, not too much yellow, because she likes reds and pinks and oranges and blacks and browns and purples, but also trying to use up yarn that I've got. So this is it. And then I have a pile of squares at varying stages of finishedness. That all just need, some edged in the darker red and some are edged in the lighter red, so I can't put them together. So that's that. That was going to be a Christmas present, but I don't know if I've mentioned this before, I'm taking the pressure off myself with things, because I'm just not enjoying it and it's making me not want to do it, which is why I'm doing silly things like the bunting flags that I showed you in yesterday's video. It's getting confusing because I've literally just filmed it. But I'm not doing this as a job. I'm not doing this because I have to, you know. There's no, although I did set myself the goal of Christmas, it doesn't matter if she doesn't get it at Christmas. I can give it her for Mother's Day next year, or just as a just because present. So, and also she goes away Boxing Day, so how much is she going to need a blanket at Christmas? So this is very definitely on hold. It needs a project bag. It's currently sat in a box on the floor. Next is, now I think I've shown you this, I can't be too sure, but this is a scarf that I'm making using 3.5mm hook, which I didn't know was in there. This was me practicing the chevron stripe. So I have a cake from Lolly's Little Wool Shack, just a DK one, that was rainbow colours, and it started at the orange and went down, and then here where the bluey green turns to like a dark purple, there was a lump of green in it, and that, you know, perhaps should have gone up here. I'm not too worried. So what I've done is I've chopped it off halfway through the pink, and then I'm going to continue with grey, and I have pink with, it's got orange in the centre, so I want to do like probably 3/4 of the ball of grey, do the pink, then finish off with the grey, make it a circle scarf. So it's sort of going to have rainbow with grey, but then a patch of pink and orange in the middle, sort of thing. I just thought it was a bit I don't know, like a different way. I was going to say artistic, but it's not really artistic, is it? A different way of doing like colour blocking, I don't know. But this green I cut out. I could have, if I wanted to, I wouldn't have gone back too many rows and put it in here, but I don't care for this colour all particularly that much, so I'll have this as a scrap. I was thinking about carrying on with the pink and having this as the random colour block, but like I say, I'm not all that bothered about this colour, so I'll use that. I'm going to take that out of the bag and put it in my scraps. So that's that. They're both, oops, oh, I just dropped them. Stupid woman. These are both Lolly's yarns, and the grey is quite rough, that's why I'm making something for myself, because then I don't mind experimenting with like washing it and soaking it and stuff. But if it was for a gift, I'd be like, oh, I hope it works. But for me, if it stays rough, I'll just wear it like over a coat in winter. So that's that one. Yeah, which I might get back to. The only reason I'm on a break with that one, again, there's no time limit because it's for myself, but the only reason I'm on a break is because I've got such a large amount of just grey chevrons to do, and I started it as I was sort of like falling out of my crochet love. Not falling out of love, but willingness to do. This is my scrap blanket, which probably hasn't come along all that much since the last time I showed it to you. But it is just literally scraps that are too small to do anything with. This will probably go into it because I wouldn't use that for anything else. And I've got a couple of bowls. You're on a box, and that's where I keep my scraps, in this box. But up there on my shelves is my jar of buttons, and I want to get 2 more glass jars. One to have little, this is probably the biggest scrap that would ever go in it, because if this was in a nicer, not that it's not a nice colour, but I don't particularly like murky green. It's coming up a bit brighter on camera. It's like a pale khaki rather. This looks like an apple green, but it is like pale khaki. Yeah, so I want a jar that's got like offcuts in that I could use for stuffing, which I've currently got in an old Vanish tub, so I've not displayed that. and then one that's got little balls of yarn in for my scrap blanket, which I haven't finished showing you. So it's just double crochet. Whoops, what's it caught on? Oh, picture, brilliant. And I have here, I've held 2 strands together because I had one ball and it got like a fair bit of the ball of yarn was like string, so I just held it with other colours. But otherwise it's just my offcuts, and I've not decided what I shall do with this when the time comes. Either just give it to someone to put in the boot of a car for if ever there's an emergency, or perhaps donate it to a charity or something, I'm not sure. Or just have it for like picnics on the grass. There's a million things you could do with a scrap blanket, isn't there? I'm leaving all the ends loose, which is my only reservation for donating it, because I wouldn't want it to fall apart on whoever, or if it was going to an animal, whatever was sitting on it. So there's that. Then the last of my works in progress is one that is a more recent. I don't even know if this is on break, it's just that I watched, it's corner to corner blanket, and I'm using, oh, looks like pink camo on here. Things look different on camera to in real life, and I'm sort of enjoying the colour pooling that's like, it's dark pink at this end and lighter pink at this end. So this, I've got 2 balls of Sweet Baby yarn in, I think it might be called Raspberry Ripple from Lolly's Little Wool Shack. This is so soft, so soft. It's got a bit of a, do they call it a halo? It's like got a bit of a fuzzy to it. And I used an amount of 1 ball. This is the second ball that's not been used yet, it's just falling apart a bit. That's the only problem with it. It does sort of like go a bit pathetic if you look at it funny. I used an amount of this in the ugly blanket, so it's less than a full ball. So I've used that first to increase, and then I've got this much left, and then when I get to sort of starting this ball I'll decrease. But I've learnt from Bella Coco video tutorial, and she says increase to however far you want to go and come back to me to learn how to decrease. So I'm not there yet, so I think I need to finish this yarn bath that I've got, and then go and carry on and watch the video. So it's just having the time, because I've not got all that much left. It just looks a lot more because it's like string now. I probably need to wind that back up and stop playing with it, but I'm pleased with it so far. I do enjoy the corner to corner stitch. The reason I tried it is because so many people recommended it to me and said that I'd enjoy it. So this is probably going to be a baby blanket for baby girl who perhaps doesn't really need one, because I've made a 3, and I think, well, I know that the grandma to the baby has made 1 as well, or 2. I think she's made 1 and 2 cardigans, I think, or she made a hat. I can't remember, but you know, what else do I do with it? The only other thought is that my brother has got a cat who's it's a little girl cat called Minnie, and this, I'm just going to see how big it turns out, because if this is as big as it's going to get, it's not going to last a baby 5 minutes before, you know, it's too small for her. So it might end up going to the cat, because I think they'd appreciate that. When I first met the cat, I took presents around and they thought it was brilliant, and now the mouse toy thing that I took round is the favourite toy. Yes, so those are my current works in progress. I think I've spoken about this, but I have decided that any plans other than the Star Trek blanket for Christmas gifts that aren't, you know, I've got the ugly blanket that just needs ends sewing in, but they're not going to happen. I'm going to give the ugly blanket, I gave my uncle his Doctor Who scarf for his birthday, I have my auntie a scarf for her birthday, which is the end of this month, and then I'm just scrapping the blanket ideas. Not necessarily forever, because I do think it's a good idea. Maybe I could do it for people's birthdays instead of Christmas. But with what's happened and my mood and, you know, just having family commitments and wanting to spend quality time with people and things like that, I've taken all the pressure off myself because I just wasn't doing it. So it wasn't that I didn't have the time, because I've still got months to do it, but like the thought of, oh god, I've got to make 4 blankets before December was just terrifying me. Stop beeping. So sorry, I was tutting because 2 grown men on motorbikes or mopeds or whatever they were in t-shirts and shorts. If you fall off, what do you think is going to happen? I know it's hot. What do you think is going to happen to your skin if you fall off at 30 miles an hour? Use your brains, people. Yes, so taking the pressure off and just wanting to make stuff that I'm enjoying making. So bunting's getting it well and truly at the minute. So I'm going to go. Thank you all for watching. I hope you are enjoying Vlogust. Sorry that, you know, I look the same and I filmed 2 videos on the same day. But I wanted to do that. Someone's swearing outside now, so I'm going to go. I wanted to do that rather than have nothing at all. And I did sort of purposely sit and think, what could I film now? So I'm going to go. If you have any ideas of what you'd like to see throughout August other than me waffling on, please let me know. I'm sure when I get another day to myself, I'll do, or a chunk of time to myself, I'll do a bit more of a follow me around the house kind of thing. I don't know. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything, because in the yesterday's video, which I've just filmed, I said I feel like there's something I want to say and I can't think what it is, and I still don't know. No, don't know. Give this video a thumbs up. I never say that because I feel like it's, you know, you would do it if you wanted to, but please give it a thumbs up, because a couple of my videos have had thumbs downs and it makes me sad. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow with God only knows what. Goodbye.